All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Racha, Kodash. Double honors to apostles of Great Millstone and salutations to the elect, which we ought to be. Now, it's your brother Hawaii from GMS Chicago. Got a quick little lesson for you Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, Puerto Ricans, and confusion of faces who bloodline go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, who are Israelites, whose spirit bear witness that they are child of the Heavenly Father. And the name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh, who the world inwardly calls Jehovah, God. And the name of the Heavenly Son is Yahweh Shai, who the world inwardly calls Jesus Christ, or Jesus Christos, or Yeshua, Yeshaya, or Yahweh. And pretty much this lesson is going into how Esau is going to come with great wrath, man. You know what I'm saying? First, we got to pinpoint who Esau is, you know what I'm saying? And then, go into what his future plans is for you Israelites, man. You know, even for his own people and for you heathens, because you heathens and Esau, you Caucasians who are not confusion of faces, who are pure heathens, are also going to get caught up in Jacob's trouble. You know, this is Genesis chapter 25, verse 23. It says, "And the Lord Yahweh said unto her," this was Rebecca, Isaac's wife. It says, "Two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger." You know what I'm saying? Because for one, Jake is used to being in hardship. You know what I'm saying? Uh, making ends meet, doing all they can, having to sacrifice all their lives and stuff, you know what I'm saying, and still being a stable mind, that's Jake. Let these Edomites, these Caucasians lose $15,000, or that's all they have, for a couple of millions. They ready to commit suicide. We're spiritually stronger than them, mentally stronger than them, and physically stronger than them. Because there was a video where it was a certain area where the water was like contaminated with some sort of chemical, and all the Caucasians, they was dying from it. They was becoming fertile. They wasn't able to produce as much. You know what I'm saying? But nothing was happening to Jake, and they was drinking the same water within that same area those Caucasians lived in. You know, and Esau, we're it's gonna get into it, but Esau is the older brother and the younger brother is Jacob. You know what I'm saying? But it's two mannerisms of people. Verse 24, it says, "And when her days to be deliverer fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau." And Esau it goes to the word, this is Ishashua. You know what I'm saying? And it means it's supposed to mean wasted away is he. You know, mean hairy. It's the word Ashashua, it means wasted. It's the I, the Shah, and the Y. Ishashua means wasted away is he, because he has no pigmentation in his skin, no melanin in his skin. You know what I'm saying? That's why you could see his blood. He is really a red man. It says, verse 26, it says, "And after that came his brother out, and his hand," it's like verse 25, it says, "And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment." And it doesn't mean that he was hairy all over. You know what I'm saying? It's just that, like, you use a certain fabric, you know what I'm saying, give off that hairy type look, you know what I'm saying? And it's completely covered in that same material, meaning that when he came out, he was red all over, man. You know what I'm saying? Like how you see a Caucasian is real hot outside, and what happens? He's gonna turn red. Or if he's angry, he's gonna turn red. He's sad, he's gonna turn red. He's happy, he's gonna turn red. You know what I'm saying? He's a red man. He's not a white person. You know? It says, verse 26, it says, "And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bared them. You know what I'm saying? And three score just, a score is pretty much 20 years. You know what I'm saying? So he was 60 years old at this time, you know. And you see that it doesn't give an explanation of how Jacob looked, because Jacob was perfect. The only thing that was at all or different was Esau. That's why it described how he looked and not Jacob, you know. Verse 27, it says, the boys grew and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field. You know, look at Bear Grylls. You know what I'm saying? You know, he know how to survive out in the wild. You know, it says, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. When you go into that word plain, it goes back to the Hebrew word thumb. It's the tha nama thumb, and it's meaning perfect, complete, perfect. For the fact that Jacob description wasn't carried out, but you already know that he was a dark-skinned man. You know what I'm saying? It shows that for the fact that Esau came out red with pale flesh or pinkish flesh or white reddish flesh, you know what I'm saying, that was different, you know. That's why he was described, you know. And it shows that Jacob was the complete opposite. Was the complete opposite, having brown skin, you know. So he was a he was a hunter of the field, you know. This is Genesis chapter 27, verse 39. Now, when you read further on at Genesis 25, it goes into how Jacob was able to get the blessing of Esau, because according to the scriptures, the firstborn supposed to get the blessing. You know what I'm saying? But Esau, he didn't want his birthright. You know what I'm saying? He was impulsive, you know. And with him being impulsive, he wanted some red pottage, that medium rare, you know what I'm saying, or that all the way rare. You know, you got videos of Caucasians eating raw meat, saying ain't nothing finna happen to you. You know what I'm saying? That's because that's their spirit. You know what I'm saying? You know, they can do that. You know, and because they off. You know, it's when food is not cooked or thoroughly cooked or well done, that blood is parasitic. You know what I'm saying? You know, they even got the blood that you could dip into the meat and eat it too. You know what I'm saying? All that right there, you know what I'm saying? That's Esau, you know, but his nation is called Edom, and Edom goes back to the Hebrew word Adawam. You know, it's the the Da, the Wa, and the Ma, Adawam, and it means red. You know what I'm saying? He's a red man, a nation of red, you know. This is Genesis 27 and 40. It's verse 39. It says, and Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above. You know what I'm saying? Which also proves that he wasn't able to get past the Van Allen belt. Verse 40, it says, and by thy sword thou shalt live and shalt serve thy brother. You know what I'm saying? And this was his blessing. What's the modern day sword? The gun. You know, America's been triumphing over everybody else because they was the one with the big swords. You know, and it says, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. And in the time of the dark ages, you know what I'm saying? You know, we ruled for 1,000 years. You know what I'm saying? Like in England, Europe. You know what I'm saying? We ruled for 1,000 years, but then at the time in the Renaissance, which Renaissance means rebirth, you know, that's when they took it says that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. That's when it changed up in rulership. You know what I'm saying? Because we ran them to the Caucasus Mountains. That's where you get Caucasian from. Caucasian means cave dweller, and they was dwelling in the caves. You know, if you ever look up the picture, Mount Patra, no, Mount Patra, yeah, Mount Patra, you know what I'm saying? You know, or Mount Sierra, you know, you'll see that it's a door and it looked like Roman pillars and stuff, and they lived inside the mountain, not on top of it. They lived inside of it, you know. And you know, pretty much the sword, a destructive weapon, was created for a destructive person. You know, this is Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 49. It says, "And the Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand, a nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the persons of the old, nor shew favor to the young." And they don't care. These Edomites do not care. They don't care if you old or if you're young and stuff. They just want their money. You know, if you ain't doing the work, they're gonna put more affliction upon you, man. Yeah, it is. They putting you got the CDC, they creating different diseases and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Testing them out on the babies. How you got to get the flu shot, how you get the tetanus shot. You got to get all these different little shots and stuff. And all they doing, like even with the flu shot, what they do, they put the flu in you. They don't give you some other little thing and stuff where it's like, hey, you know, this is gonna protect you from the flu and stuff. You know what I'm saying? No, they don't do that. What they do is put the disease, they put the sickness inside you. And Esau is so backwards, he's so carnal. It's like, well, if you overcome this flu shot, you know what I'm saying, then when the flu come around, you should be immune to it. No, it don't work that way. What you do is you eat and you take herbs and you use medicine, you know what I'm saying, that's going to counteract those things that would bring down the immunity of the body. You know what I'm saying? You know, and they do that for the young. And it's already required that babies, as soon as you get a baby comes out, a baby got to take shots, man. You know, and it's the same way with the old folks. Old folks get a 401k for the ones that was able to get it. You know what I'm saying? You don't get to get the 401k until you're 59 and a half. And by that time, all the pollution you breathe in, this concrete that's messing up on your joints and stuff, you know, now your body is completely broken down and it needs nursery. And now you got to spend all your hard earned money on meds, man. You know, and Esau, he gives you meds that's going to keep you in that state, man. You know, where your body is not going to get cured, but have to keep, get used to it. So it turned into a problem. So then once it turns into a problem and you're addicted to the drugs that it gave you, guess what? Now you need help. You know what I'm saying? It always leads into taking your money, man. You know, he doesn't care for nobody's life. He cares for their bread. That's all he cares for. This is Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 5. It says, "Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end." You know what I'm saying? You know, and Esau, he has a perpetual hatred, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, because when you read Genesis, the 25th chapter, he gave his birthright up. You know what I'm saying? But then tried to, which proves that Esau is the first, well, Esau wouldn't be the first liar. Cain will actually be, you know what I'm saying? But that's how you know that Cain and Esau are the same spirit in reincarnation, man, which is in the Bible, which can be proven, you know? They got, what's part of the hatred, man? You know what I'm saying? They putting these, Christianity in the churches, man, which contradicts things in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Pushing vibrations of committing adultery. You know what I'm saying? That's why women really believe that they could just sleep with whatever man that they have. You know what I'm saying? You know? And you got the men committing adultery where they sleeping with other men's wives. That's being pushed in the music and the media, man. It's something cool, you know. They putting chemtrails in the sky and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Which is pretty much airborne AIDS, because all it does is break down your immune system. You know what I'm saying? And the stuff that they spray in the different chemicals and the molecular aluminum and bromine or bromine and stuff that they put in it. You know what I'm saying? That comes out of the lines in the sky that be coming out of the airplanes and stuff. You know what I'm saying? All that is to destroy us, man. You know, they put that only in Jake neighborhoods in the ghetto, because the word ghetto means where the Jews dwell, or the dwelling place of the Jews. You know what I'm saying? You know, we the poor of the earth, you know? So hey, guess what? Esau Edom's going to try to do whatever he can you know what I'm saying, to kill us, man, you know, because he got a hatred towards us. And that goes all the way from Cain to Abel to Jacob and Esau, you know. This is John chapter 10, verse 10. It says, the thief cometh not but for to steal. And how he stole, because according to Micah 2:1, it says 2:1 and 2:2. You know what I'm saying? That pretty much he not only did he oppress a man, but he also oppressed a man in his heritage, man. You know what I'm saying? They try to call themselves the Jewish identity theft, which is in their constitution, and according to the scriptures, thou shalt not bear false witness. They're trying to claim to be somebody that they're not, or be of the nation of Israel when they're not. And there's little clues that the Lord had put uh, 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 in plain sight. Because when you look at the word Jewish, it's like if somebody is a brownish color, they're not necessarily brown. You know what I'm saying? Because the word ish means to pretty much like to pretend or pertaining to, man. You know what I'm saying? So when they say Jewish, they trying to act like the Jews. You know what I'm saying? You know, meaning that they aren't the Jews. They try to act like them, you know? And even Israeli is the same way. Lee, the suffix Lee, means to be like, you know? You know, when you look at those people that call themselves Jewish, specifically Jewish and Israeli, all their ways are contrary to the scriptures. It says, not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. And then the scripture says, the son of, in the last days, the son of perdition will be revealed. You know what I'm saying? Perdition means vessel unto destruction. You know what I'm saying? And all this man has done, because like it says in Joel 9:24, it says in the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? But we know who he is, because guess who's ruling the world? It's Caucasians. You know what I'm saying? Which are Edomites, according to the Bible, you know. Salakia, you know, and all they've done was steal, kill, and destroy. You know what I'm saying? They destroy the air. They causing people to pay for water, air, food. The food is fake. You know what I'm saying? You know, they putting pesticides all over the crops. You know what I'm saying? Which is very poisonous. That kills insects right off the bat. And they sell this, man. You know, they got got the red 40, yellow 40. You know what I'm saying? Which is crushed beetles, so they can make a dye out of it. You know, they got to put all this extra stuff and put gigantic words on it and stuff, so Jake wouldn't even look it up. You know what I'm saying? That's because they put in other stuff. There's no reason for if you buying a juice, some grape juice, you know what I'm saying? It should say 100% juice, and the only thing that should be back there is grape. You know what I'm saying? This is Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1. It says, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under heaven. You know what I'm saying? Because these devils, man, you know, because the word devil goes back to the word deceiver. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he have done, you know, bearing false witness, you know. He has plans, you know. Verse 3. It says, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up. And we're in the time coming into the time to kill, bro. You know, because when it comes down to it, these Edomites, they already planning on what they're gonna do. You know, they developing all these different new gadgets and vehicles and weaponry and stuff that they could use on homeland, man. You know what I'm saying? That they want to use on you Jakes. That's why you see when it come down to the police and they have their cameras on, that even with their cameras on and stuff, that you see that they really just want to do harshness upon the nation of Israel, man. You know what I'm saying? Here it is, Edomite can go and shoot up a school or some so-called white man stuff. Or a white woman, she could go shoot up a school and stuff and get escorted out, you know what I'm saying, in handcuffs. But then you got a Jake selling loose squares on the corner, and there's 5 cops on that one Jake and stuff, and they putting him in a chokehold. You know what I'm saying? That's that spirit of hatred, man. And it never ceased. It ain't no racism thing. It's the fact that it's the spirit of Esau is hatred against the nation of Israel, man. You know, and they got a plan. This is Isaiah chapter 59, verse 19. It says, so shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. Because what's going on, according to Wisdom of Solomon 5:1, that the men of the Lord are standing in great boldness in the faces of those that afflicted them. You know what I'm saying? We're coming on the highways and byways. We're using their internet. You know what I'm saying? Letting them know that, hey, they're going down. You know what I'm saying? And they have no choice but to see that the prophecy and the words that the Lord has bestowed upon his messages to give out to the nation of Israel and to these heathens, that is happening, and they can't do anything about it. You know? And what it says in Romans 8:6, it says that he that is carnal minded is death. To be carnal minded is death, but to be spiritual minded is life. And Esau is nothing but carnal, carnality. All he want to do is destroy the nation of Israel and keep stay in his rulership. But it's not going to happen, because this word coming out and being preached to the four corners of the earth is a prophecy that's taking place, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's causing them to fear. So what are they going to do? They're going to run to their blessing. You know what I'm saying? These laser guns, these guns that give you a heart attack. You know what I'm saying? Different radiation, the power lines and stuff. All that is spiritual wickedness as well. Spiritual warfare. Because they wickedness. They wickedness. They when it come down to the power lines and stuff, it shoots forth off radiation to mess with your DNA. And we hoping to be part of that standard, man. That's gonna get lifted up against the nation of Edom. This is Second Esdras chapter 16 and Apocrypha chapter 68. It says, for behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you, and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols. You know what I'm saying? And Esau is enraged, man. He's infuriated for the fact that this truth is coming out. That whatever he do, he can't bring it down, because like it says in Second Corinthians 13:8, it says you can't do nothing against the truth, but only for it. So for him to come against and have his little plans and wicketry, use all his little tanks and stuff, and to put forth martial law and stuff, and bring out the propaganda, or try to say that the men of the Lord are this, that, and the other, and placing labels, and even sought to kill men of the Lord and stuff, you're just playing out your role. You ain't finna be able to change anything. And you Edomites have that lust to commit harm onto the Israelites anyway. Verse 69, it says, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and reproach and trodden underfoot. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. You know what I'm saying? And who's going to be the main? Who's gonna be the main ones underneath light and darkness? You're gonna have Jacob, that's underneath light, and you're gonna have Esau, that's underneath darkness. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna bring all their weaponry, man. They got robots that could literally go, that could change, be able to change from different surfaces, that know how to walk from gravel to concrete, or to gravel onto the dirt. You know what I'm saying? Who won't fall over if it meets like a hill or something, or a ditch or a trench. You know what I'm saying? That if they fall over, they know how to get back up. There's a robot. It was on World Stop Hip Hop. You know what I'm saying? You might be able to find it off YouTube, where it had like a realistic walk. You know what I'm saying? And Esau, he's dead set on this AI, which is artificial intelligence. You know what I'm saying? You know, robots that have their own mind or react in a human like way, man. You know, so they gonna come up, they gonna come against us, man. You know, this is this is Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. It says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time." So Esau, Edom, is going to try to keep his rulership. That's what he's trying to do. You know what I'm saying? I bring this analogy out, but if you ever seen Family Guy, when Peter was trying to pick up the toad or the frog that was by the window, and he used a piece of board and stuff, and the frog just kept slipping. You know what I'm saying? That's what Esau's trying to keep his kingdom up, but yeah, it keeps slipping through his fingers. You know what I'm saying? So all it's going to do is enrage him to cause him to come against the nation of Israel. You got the Rex 84, the King Alfred plan, you know what I'm saying? And you also got Project Megiddo. You Christians who don't know the truth, who don't know what the Bible is talking about, who want to live in the fantasy that the Lord is going to judge you according to how you want to be judged, that everybody can be saved, that the law is done away with. Guess what? They got you labeled as potential terrorists. You know what I'm saying? And when somebody is labeling you as potential terrorists, you have either two. It's either two options that they or categories that they put you in. Some that needs to be disdained, locked up. You know what I'm saying? Or somebody that needs to be killed on sight, man. You know, you Muslims. You know what I'm saying? All you Jakes and all these different religions and stuff. Because the word religion goes back to the Latin word religio, which means to bind. You all trapped in that false doctrine. They also coming for you as well. You know. So this is Esau's future plan, man. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to destroy you Israelites. You know. And I hope this video was edifying. I'd like to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rachah, Kodash. Double honors to apostles of great millstone. Salutations to the elect, which you ought to be. Shalom and a Bob Ball.